Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is a follow-up video to the Hangar release I did on August 30th, and it's a follow-up video on the basis that pretty much there have been a minor update to the lighting and some of the functionality of the ships. And this time it's myself. It's not a bunch of people on a stream or anything. So I can actually talk a little and give you my perspective of the current standing of the game. So, as you can see, this is a discount hangar. This is my Aurora MX, which is the militarized version. MR actually. As far as I knew, I was supposed to get the LX, but I got the red one, the MX. Initially, during the first release, during the live stream, I bumped into this and it wasn't working. Apparently, this is the holo table. The business hangar was the only one with it functional and up and running. But now all three of them, the business, the deluxe, and the discount, have it working. But sadly, right now, the discount has a bug with that wall. As you can see, the lighting error. But that's already been reported. They're going to fix that next iteration, and we begin. I'll come back to that in a second, but let's do this. Currently, all the ships will open up. You can actually see the animation and the whole entire process that it takes to open, but you can't close it. Not yet. This right here, some people were thinking, like, is this a lag or something? No, these are actually the guns for the Aurora. There's a third positioning on the top. I'll show you in the holo table. First, let's get inside. When I first got in here, I noticed that immediately there was the cockpit there, and what I believe to be a cargo hold in the back, cargo hold. But to my surprise, it's actually a bed. I discovered that in one of the hangars that had proper lighting, and now there's actually a proper animation for this. It's a little buggy right now. You can see right through the matting. You can see right through your hands, even through the walls. But that's soon to be fixed. The general idea with a bed is that there's hibernation mode now in the game, which implies that you can actually power off your system, set it to just sit there adrift in space, and if you're planning to log out, you can just go to the bed, lay down, and just quit peacefully. You don't have to worry about it being destroyed or having it reset you all the way back. If you're in some uncharted sector or an uncharted planet that you're just flying around and you just want to log off because it's too bothersome to go back to a space station or a planet that you've known or have a refuge in, depending if you're a pirate or not, because some people will be able to seek refuge in certain sectors. Because a pirate is not going to go to heavily militarized police space because it's a KOS on them, kill on sight. But you will have this option, which is a very nice option. You log out, your ship disappears with you, and when you log in, you just come back and boom, everything's there where you left it. Otherwise, it would have been that it's very hit and miss. Either your ship stays there and it's likely to get blown up, or you were going to be autopiloted back to a nearby space station or planet. But it would have been an autopilot, not like instantaneous, like, oh look, it's just automatically going to go with it. No, it's would have been you would have logged out, you would have became an AI, and the AI would have returned back to a station and then just disappeared or left and just gone down its own thing. Because there will be AI in this game filling in the roles of players. So there's always a living environment, always something going on. If you see lag and jitters, it's the game being a little wonky. It's not properly optimized. This is pre-alpha pretty much, so it's nowhere near completion. This is just a demonstration to all the backers and all the fans to see what they've done this whole entire time since we've been supporting them. And it's a wake-up call to people that have not backed us yet and want to get into the game. Or if they're curious, like, what does the game have to offer? Is this all talk, or is there really some meat behind this, like, under these buns? As in, is an appetizing sandwich. But, as you can see here, you are sitting here, you're literally in the seat. This isn't a pretty heads-up display that appears when you're behind a vehicle or anything. It's like the Arma series, well, Arma 3 more than anything now, where if you're behind the wheel, you will see everything in front of you. You will see things working, and it's not simulated and it's not implied. This is literally here. Ooh, yeah. This is something they broke in the update. They're gonna fix that. It's a little wonky. But everything is here, everything is real, and if you see here, that's an actual panel design that's there as a sum to what's going to happen. There's some engine data, some speed, some power levels, and shields even. But over here, it's the same thing. It's just mirrored. Like, literally, look at the numbers and letters. They're backwards. But this is just to give an example. These are in no means the final result. As you can see, you will see the character inside. Meaning, when you're in dogfights and you pass by the cockpit, you won't see an empty ship or anything. You will see the player inside, you will see how they're dressed, and if you don't recognize the ship, but you may take a quick glance at the character, you might recognize them based on faction or Empire, if they're human or not, post-release, if we'll be able to play as an alien race or not, that's unconfirmed. But you will be also able to tell if they are healthy or not. As in, as the game progresses and we take damage and we blow up, we will start losing limbs. Like, one of our arms may not be there, and we'll get prosthetic and it'll be robotic and everything like that. A leg and arm, like right now my legs are missing. But again, alpha. Or pre-alpha. So, there's a lot of detail going on into this game. It's amazing what this game has done with no developer backing, with such a ambitious group behind it, that they've done this level of detail that challenges that of AAA titles. This game, in my eyes, is AAA quality, just with no restrictions behind developers and all that. But, yeah, that little blue thing over there, let me show you what that holds. It's a holo table, and it's very pretty. This will be the way you will outfit your ships. Quite literally, you can just grab here your list of ships, whatever they may be, if either you work in this hangar type or not, and just plonk it in there. There was some display data on the left, and if you actually look, you will see little data relative to the ship, the engine type, the generator or the power plant, from which this is what creates energy in your ship, and even the weapons that are currently on the ship and their locations. This is literally there, and it's interchangeable, and it's fun to play with. You go up here and just change the category, weapons. If I want, I can just yank these out, and they're thrown in this inventory here, and I have no weapons now. If I throw it on the side, you will notice I have 3 weapon slots. The lower weapon slots, which are compatible size 1 and 2, which is the left and the right, and then the top one, which is compatible size 1 of 3. That is some data based on the weapon style itself. You can see there that these lasers are class 1, size 1, so that means they're smaller lasers, and these can support up to medium-sized lasers. And for here, this is for a missile rack, yeah, there we go, which is compatible size 1, 2, and 3, which can be small missiles, medium missiles, heavy missiles. They can come from different heat seekers to image recognition to dumbfire, depending on what you want to do. And if I actually just leave them here, I can leave that thing on. Like, it's there. It literally is there. I don't have to sit there behind a menu, have to do any of that weird stuff. If I turn this off, it updates my ship, and boom! the weapons are now gone. Since they are lasers, I can't put them on the missile rack. Like, it will literally tell me, like, nope, cannot do. So if I go here, drag this here, go to weapons, and I can show you. Let's get that out. Green means yes, red means no. Pretty basic. Little concern on those players that are colorblind. That will be addressed in the future, I assume. But if I try to let this here, it says no. There's even a pretty no sound. No. Otherwise, they'll make this other sound, which is yes. Go right ahead. Come over here. I can actually get the power supply and yank that out. Now I have no power. I can't fly. But let's leave that there. But since it's the Aurora, it has very limited customization. The thrusters can't be changed. They did appear in the main ship tab, but not here, as in they're not interchangeable at the moment. That might be subject to change, or since this is a entry-class ship, you may not be able to change them at all, because it is limited on the actual design of the ship, which is not that expansive. Unlike the 300i. I'll show you that at a later moment, or a later part. And there's even cargo changes. You can actually upgrade the cargo, or actually set in the cargo itself. Like, what will you be carrying, what will you be transporting? Will it be extra ammo, I assume? I really don't know. But that's something we have yet to see, or hear of. But, looking forward to that. At the moment, changes you do to your ship will not save. This is pretty much the second, like the first update, second iteration of the hangar. And there is no saving at the moment. Later date, yeah, you will be able to save, and you can even set out loadouts, but we'll see that in the dogfight module later this year, or early next year. Things are subjected to change. So if you give me one moment, I can show you the 300i and the deluxe hangar. No, the business hangar. My bad. Alright, we're loading up the business hangar, and we have the 300i and the Cutlass, which is the pirate ship as it is advertised. Now, the funny thing is, they announced the Cutlass at last minute, but it took everyone by surprise. Quite literally. That's the Cutlass back there. I'll get to that in a second. But, yeah, this is an account that was loaned to me by a friend to pretty much display and show off what's going on here. And there is an in-game store at the moment. Well, not in-game, but there is a store for the hangar at the moment. And it's on the website. It's called Voyager Direct. And you can buy little knickknacks like this poster. Lovely little poster. Origin Jumpworks. And then there's this little shuttle. It's very pretty. Very pretty shuttle. Thing is, you can't orientate it right now, so you're only stuck looking at the underside and the back. You can put little decorations here on this shelf. And there's even a cot. So, yeah, a little militarized cot, a little bed for sleeping purposes. And the buggy. Yeah, he went right ahead and actually donated for this. He funded, and we got the little buggy. He really wanted to drive around and goof off. And since this was a very big thing when they announced it at Gamescom, he was like, yeah, let me just drive around and have some little wonky fun. But, yeah, this is the haul table for the deluxe hangar. Well, business hangar. I want to say deluxe because I've had more time in the deluxe. And the deluxe is by far the largest. And the prettiest. Well, personal preference. We do have here the 300i Origin Jumpworks. That's too far. Closer? There we go. We can come in here and you can see different little things. You can actually come here and pull out the engine. There's guns on the tip on the wings. There's little arches here which you can put missiles. And then there's these little things. Precision thrusters. I wonder what those are for. Since this is a higher class ship, you will have these little precision thrusters to actually turn around quicker. be it up or down, pitch, yawn, whatever the terms are. I really am not a avionics fanatic. I just know up is up, down is down, barrel roll is a barrel roll. But I might learn some just for this game. Very special. Again, I can grab these and I can try it here, and it's like, nope, sorry man. But there is a nose cannon. I could just put that right there. I'm gonna leave this here, and I'll show you it on the ship itself and the nose cannon, and show you that in a bit. There is power, which is a power supply right down here. We can remove that. Very customizable, and since this is the 300 series and it's extremely modular, like up for customizations, you can actually change the thrusters and actually even get a twin turbine for the Racer, the 350R, or customize it yourself to make something like the 350R. And this is interchangeable at the moment. But let's leave that there, because otherwise we got this nasty little issue. So let me just show you real quick. Yeah. Take out the turbine and we get that. Not the prettiest thing. There's a power supply. So let's fix that. That's an eye strain. Put that back in there. Ah, pretty. Every ship will have its own little unique way of getting in and out. And that is something that's very appreciative about this game. I'm opening both of them so I don't get any of these ghosting errors and problems that come with the game. So alright, up we go. Alright, immediately you can see that this ship, it's pretty comfy. Like, it's not as snug as the Aurora. You actually have a little bit of walking space. You can come out here if you want. I'm not sure if this is intentional. The doors come up, very decorative, very nice. And the level of detail in the ship is rather stunning. Like, this is leather. Like, more or less actual leather. I'm not sure if that's the graphic quality. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Yeah, it's on high. But this is subject to change. It's supposed to look a lot better. And we have a docking collar right up here. So if you're in space and you dock with someone, this will open up, it'll drop a ladder, and up you go. Also, the level of detail in this is rather stunning. Like, look at that. You can see a little black panel right there on the tip of the U's. Get closer, get closer. Pow! It's a sticker. And it says, this shit can kill you. Well, this shit can kill or injure personnel. Yeah, quite literally, it says shit. I have a sense of humor for people that look for these little things. Do not release shit. Do not release shit. Lock handle when cable is disconnected. So it's really interesting. Like, there's little levels of detail. Light assy. Okay. There's even a stock number. There's a danger sticker. Bunches of levels of detail. And again, there's that texture again. But this is gonna pretty much display different types of information that's subject to change. We don't know what else is interactable later on in the game. For now, it says use here, but it's just get out left or get out right, depending where I am. But if I come up here, it disappears and gives me a new one. Yes, it did disappear, see? Kinda directional based. So, we go and we sit. And we're set. There are so many little lights on this thing. So many. And they're so pretty. I wonder how much will be usable in the final game. I assume a lot of it. There's engine counters there on the bottom left, subject to change. We have an entire little diorama of the ship here and here, so we take damage in different locations. We can pretty much tell like, oh, this is damaged, this is broken, this is pretty bad, and we're gonna get a bunch of different information, even heads-up display information, because there's a lot of vertical space here. So we're gonna see where the missile counters are, where's your energy levels, where's your hull integrity, and all those little things. And if you look there in the back, right back there, behind this little steering, that's the star map. Little template, little rough draft, showing you the actual star system. And if you see the frames and you're like, oh, your frames are shit right now. When I'm doing this right now, I'm getting 30, 40 frames. So this is just a watered down animation. It's not smooth. It's to get the rough idea of what is this supposed to do. So it's not supposed to be immediately pretty. It's just to showcase what the game has. And there's AWSD, up, forward, back, left and right, or up, down, left, right. And then there's Q and E, which is either roll left or roll right. It could be A and D for all I know. We don't know what the control scheme is, but there's 6 controls for the ship itself. The Q and E isn't visible immediately on this one, but if you look behind the steering wheel, you see the legs. Like Q, E, Q, E, Q, E. They little pitter patter. And no, you can't hold both of them, because then it twitches like that. Open this forward, sign out these panels, let that move up, and seat turns around. There's a lot riding in this game. Like, this game has a huge level of detail. It has a very... Ooh. Okay, I can just fall. Oh, that's pretty. Oh! Before I lose track, the nose cannon. And then the wing cannon. It's a good example of how it looks, having it on the wing or having it on the nose. You can mount any sort of cannons on the front, unless it's too big for the ship. And this is wingless. But I was saying, like, this game has a lot riding for it. It has a huge dream to fulfill. There's a lot of people expecting different things out of this. If you ever played Wing Commander, which I haven't, because sadly I'm too young. I'm 21. I'm too young for that. That was before my time. But there's some people that are younger than me and they've played it, and that's based on their fathers and stuff. But looking into videos of it, it's very beautiful. It has nice combat, and for some players nowadays, it's the equivalent to Star Conflict or War Thunder, as in it's very open dogfights, but this will have a very unique element to the gameplay, as in it's in first person. War Thunder has that feature, but this is actually a real cockpit. It's not that much simulated, and you can actually run around your ship, and on larger ships you will have different vitals, and if those vitals take damage or if they're acting up, you need to send down a crewman if you're on those 6-player ships or more, and go send them over there, get it repaired, go get it patched, see if it's still online, if it's been blown out completely, and you have to compensate for that. And yeah, like, there's a lot going into this game, and we have yet to see so much of this. This is only the beginning. And that Cutlass I said earlier, yeah, they announced last minute, oh yeah, the Cutlass is going to be in the hangar. Not what we thought. Drake Cutlass. They brought the Cutlass in, but it's a statue. It is a beautifully detailed statue, don't get me wrong. I can assume that the actual Cutlass itself will be upscaled and will look exactly like this eventually. But why is it a model? Why is it a little statue? Well, they want to show that they have it. It's pretty much done, exterior-wise. But what they don't have done, as you can notice from the window tints, is the interior. They're finishing up the interior, they're finishing up all the animations, and they're going to get that done pretty soon. They said in the next month. We're going to get an update for the hangar, and those that have the Cutlass, like my friend here, will be able to explore the wonders of the Cutlass. So, door back here, which indicates that cargo is going to come in. There's a large cannon. So this is going to be a pretty big ship. Like, it's gonna take up more space than the 300i over there. I assume it's gonna be twice, if not 3 times the size of the 300. But yeah, that's gonna be here soon. And for anyone else wondering, like, what's that over there? Like, this is actually a balcony of sorts. Come up here. It's automated. Goes up. And boom. You have a little balcony to pretty much walk around the rear side of the hangar and see what's up here. Massive hangar. And this hangar design is modular, as in you can add multiples and it will seamlessly, infinitely tile upon itself. Meaning that for players that have one ship, it's only one ship wide. But there's some players that have 4, 5, 7 ships, or multiple different variants of the 300 or the Aurora, and it expands further down. It is large, it is massive. And for those people that have massive hangars, this you can walk no problem. That's like nothing. But if someone has 7 hangars, like 7 ship hangars, yeah, they're gonna need this buggy. You don't require it, it's not mandatory, but it's optional. It's a very pretty optional feature. And it drives around. It's pretty cool. A little dirty on the windshield. Really can't say much on that. But there's a pretty little horn, which for some reason alternates in sounds. It cuts out abruptly if you don't hold the button long enough. But yeah, that's a first-hand look into the Aurora and the 300i with a small little tease of the Cutlass over there with a buggy in here, and that thing is going to start spinning now. So expect more videos in the soon-to-be future, and unless you're watching this from the future, hello! Hopefully things are looking better and prettier. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, leave your comments, leave your feedback. If there's anything you want to see, by all means, tell me. I'm always reading those comments. Right now I'm going to get in touch with some people and see if I can make a video introducing the Freelancer and the Constellation. Maybe even the Hornet. Because I know one guy that has pretty much all 3 of them. So let me see if he is kind enough to let me his account, and I'll see you guys in the future. And for you Star Citizen fans, see you in the verse.